Many of you will have heard Martin Yan talk about Latin America over yesterday. These regions are both interesting to us from an investment point of view, partly because in the ways that they're similar, and partly in the ways that they're different. In the Asia-Pacific region, we have quite a mixture of economies, some which are relatively developed and some which are relatively undeveloped, some which are very exposed to the rest of the world in terms of dependence on exports, and some which have large domestic components of the economy. And right now,
to choose from. So typically what we're usually doing there is finding new asset classes to invest in, and it's usually abroad somewhere. So the most obvious ones, at least from a life insurance perspective, are fixed income opportunities abroad. So usually what we're doing there is trying to say, okay, what's matching the kind of risk that we want to take. So it's not really do you want a gold fund versus a energy fund. It's a broader theme, and I think that would generally apply to individuals as well. I don't think it makes a lot of sense for an individual to be picking, gold fund over energy fund at any particular time. I think they should have a broader outlook and say, okay, how much more risk do I want to take? And so if they want to take more risk, that means moving into equities. And if they're moving abroad, then they have to think about how they're handling the foreign exchange, the FX question. And in our own case, we generally don't like to take a lot of FX risk, and that's more of an internal, capital issue. But I think for individuals, they should be thinking about how they want to handle the FX side. But anyway, my overall point is I think you start with your base portfolio, and then you look for additional risk areas, whether it's in the equity side or the fixed income side. And at least for an Indian investor, that's generally going to mean looking abroad.
As you look at emerging market, your external perspective on India, when you look at it as an investment destination.
The Indian economy has very exciting growth prospects. It is in a stage of economic growth where growth levels can, for some time, be very much higher than they are in developed economies. And there are a number of transformations going on inside the Indian economy, and all of those things would immediately attract investment interest. Then